It's one thing to be young, and they're learning how to play the game, and they're learning about their mistakes and how to correct them faster.
Cheryl Miller is one of the most respected figures in the world of basketball. Reggie's sister, of course, but much more than that. Today, she's at the helm of Team WNBA, coaching some of the most talented young guns in the league, 3 of whom are from Indiana Fever, including the impressive Caitlin Clark. Cheryl is vocal about why Team WNBA actually outshines Team USA, throwing shade at Cheryl Reeve, the coach of Team USA. Reeve has repeatedly underestimated Clark's talents, implying there's a surplus of greatness in American players that she simply cannot fit them all into her prestigious team. Well, Coach Reeve, let's see how you handle a team that refuses to bow down to your arrogance. In this video, let's hear what Cheryl Miller had to say in her pregame presser, and watch as the underdogs put on a stellar performance. Can they upset Team USA and Cheryl Reeve even worse? Make sure to stick to the very end of this video to find out what might happen in the wake of this exciting game. There might just be some tough decisions on the horizon. Buckle up. But before we dive into the main story, be sure to subscribe for more thrilling basketball stories and in-depth analysis. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, and while you're watching, think about your own opinion to share in the comment section down below. We value your thoughts and are always eager to engage in discussions. Now, back to the main event. As we shift our focus back to Cheryl Miller's electrifying comments, we can't help but picture the sweat on Reeve's brow. Can Team USA withstand the onslaught? Will this game be a turning point in reshuffling the balance of power in these prestigious teams? The stakes are high. The WNBA All-Star Game is always a spectacle of riveting action, and this year is no exception. The only difference, this year there's much more at stake. Team WNBA, led by the legendary Cheryl Miller, are not just playing for bragging rights. They're setting out to prove a point. They're here to show that young and upcoming stars, like Caitlin Clark, are not just participants in the game, but can be the game changers. As Cheryl Reeve prepares her Team USA, the question remains, can they handle the heat that Team WNBA is bringing? Are the tables about to be turned? Stay tuned as we dive deeper. In this interview, Coach Miller shows a confidence that's infectious, making it clear that Team WNBA is ready for the challenge. She praises the 3 Indiana Fever players on her team, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. Miller is emphasizing their youth as an advantage. They're fast learners, quick to correct their mistakes. And hey, Miller just humiliates Team USA and Cheryl Reeve in this one. Listen in.
All right, you got 3 Fever players on your team. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. You've been able to watch these guys from afar. Yeah. What's your perspective been of how they've been trending and just them individually as well?
I will say one thing. I did not count on their basketball IQ being that high. I knew it was high, obviously, because they play at this level. But it's one thing to know knowledge. It's another thing to talk about and speak and then put it into pieces and places. But it was a great collaboration with all the players. But Indiana has a very, very bright future.
For being how young they are, too. That basketball IQ speaks volumes.
It not only speaks volumes, it's one thing to be young, and they're learning how to play the game, and they're learning about their mistakes and how to correct them faster. And so they're making those game, in-game and out-of-game adjustments. The only thing I see that's going to happen the older they get is how to stop the run sometimes and how to change, the momentum during games.
Coach Miller also emphasizes that the Fever with Caitlin Clark on board is not the team people want to play. With a player like Clark within their ranks, opposing teams will definitely feel the pressure. Reeve should take heed. The game is slowly but definitely shifting, and the fearless newcomers will surely make their mark on this court. What do you think?
This is not a team people want to play because not only are they getting better, but they're confident and they show no fear. They're fearless.
Fearless, you heard? And that fearless spirit is precisely what could lead to the downfall of Team USA and Cheryl Reeve. They have not faced a challenge quite like this. A team led by Miller, full of young players like Caitlin Clark, brimming with promise, determination, and a hunger to prove themselves. Nevertheless, Cheryl Reeve, again, doesn't seem to give 2 shits. She doesn't have Caitlin Clark on her team, one of the best players around, and appears unconcerned. We'll hear from Coach Reeve, but until then, another reminder. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more to stay updated on all things WNBA and beyond. For real though, I don't know what's going on in Reeve's mind, but overlooking Clark could prove to be a costly decision. I mean, hasn't she learned the lesson already? Clark has proved her worth when she got the first triple-double as a rookie in the WNBA history. Then when Clark's Indiana Fever beat Reeve's Lynx on the road in Minnesota, and Reeve is still unfazed? Come on, peep her All-Star Game interview, where she downplays the importance of a player like Clark on her team. Reeve's nonchalance makes you wonder if she fully recognizes that Team USA is not at the level it should be, and it could be with the inclusion of a player like Clark. The question is, does Reeve not see it, or has she chosen to overlook it?
The depth of talent that we have in the USA, that it is, there's no one that has anything close to it. There are players that are not on this team that are great players. Everybody knows that. right? So there's no suggestion whatsoever, that there are players on that played for the WNBA aren't good enough to be on this national team. There is no suggestion of that. But only 12 can make it.
Aren't those 12 supposed to be the very best, though, Coach Reeve? Because without Caitlin Clark, your squad is arguably missing out on a potent force on the court. The WNBA All-Star Game just proved that, as Cheryl Miller's team, Team WNBA, outshined Reeve's Team USA. They showcased an impressive level of play driven by the energy of youth, with Caitlin Clark leading the pack. Reeve tried to make Team USA guard Clark like crazy, but Caitlin showed a masterclass in assists. Even amid tight scrutiny, Clark consistently found her teammates in the best positions, creating opportunities. Clark ended up with double digits in assists, and even broke the record for most assists in an all-star game, further distinguishing herself as a playmaker. Coach Miller couldn't be more proud as she witnessed Clark's outstanding performance. And Coach Reeve? She simply watched as Clark outwitted Team USA's defense. Perhaps now, watching Clark's masterful command of the game and her team's triumphant victory, Reeve will recognize her missed opportunity for Team USA. But isn't it too late for Reeve to have a change of heart? As they say in sports, hindsight is 20/20. Now that Clark is balling like that, Reeve can only wish she had claimed her for Team USA. So perhaps it's time to change the coach? Cheryl Miller humiliated Reeve in the All-Star game. Maybe it's time to give the reins of Team USA to her, a fresh pair of eyes, who appreciate the talents of players like Clark, and one who prioritizes the achievements of her team over personal bias. The one who recognizes the game's evolving landscape and is capable of adapting accordingly. Miller has already demonstrated this adeptness, with her sterling leadership and recognition of emerging talents. After all, basketball is about unison, strategy, confidence, and the courage to defy the odds. Reeve has been none of that. Do you agree? Now that the Olympic Games in Paris are in the books, we can think of hard changes like that, and we can certainly discuss the potential leadership change upon evaluation after the games. Regardless of the results, it's evident that Reeve's coaching has left a lot to be desired. There's a pressing need to consider better alternatives for leadership, and Cheryl Miller might just be the answer Team USA needs. It would be a tough decision, particularly for Cheryl Reeve, but isn't it time to put the squad's interests first over individual pride? Seriously, debating changes in leadership doesn't mean ignoring Reeve's significant contributions. However, with the rapid shift in the game's dynamics, maybe it's time for a more adaptable and perceptive leader like Miller, or somebody else. What do you think? Should Cheryl Reeve be replaced as head coach of Team USA? Could Cheryl Miller's approach to embracing young talent like Caitlin Clark represent the future direction the team needs to move in? Has Reeve's lack of compliance with emerging talents cost the team their competitive edge on the world stage? Pop in the comments, and let's discuss.